Right, today we have the Fiat 500. This is the Dolcevita model and it's a hybrid. We'll go straight to the boot. This is a first impression review. I've just picked up the keys to this car and I know nothing about it except for the little homework I did. Boot is decent. It's a little bit smaller than average, probably because of the hybrid. Underneath you have a little bit of storage under here, but there's no spare tire. The seats do fold flat by pressing the knob at the back of the seat. However, you do have a little bit of a lip over there. Let's go straight into the back seat. This is my seating position. I'll put the seat back up so that I can get in there. And access is a little bit tight, but you would expect it from such a car. This is not my seating position as I can't access the lever to push a seat forward. However, this seat is in relatively my seating position and it's extremely tight here. I'm very cramped, I have no leg room, and the headrest is actually digging into my back. As I showed you earlier, the seats do come down. There's a lever here, you push it in and they come down and you have access to the boot, or you can load things through. As far as cup holders is, you have a couple of cup holders over here, as well as the two in the front for the driver and passenger. These ones are also easy accessible for the driver and passenger. Other than that, there's not much more in the back here. There's only 2 seats for adults. You cannot fit 3 adult passengers in the back, and it's really only suitable for young children. You have a couple of speakers, one here and one on the other side, and that's really about it. There is a nice viewing up the front, especially with the sunroof. It does feel a little bit airy back here. It's not like other vehicles where it's all dark and cramped, so that's not too bad. That would be a plus for this car. All right, coming into the front, got to tell you, the seats are extremely supportive. You got nice cushions on the side of your seat, plus for the back is very, very supportive on the back, which is very nice. I got to tell you, compared to its competitors, the seats are quite comfortable. By the way, guys, if you haven't yet done so, I'd really appreciate it if you can give this video a like. I've started giving reviews on cars recently. I'm not great, but we will get there. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon so that you get notified next time I upload a video of a first impression review. No script, no practice, just get in the car and drive. This will be the most real review you'll ever see. Unlike other people, I do not check out the car before. I don't prepare it, I just get into it. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you. Now, back in 2007, when this 500 came out, the Cinquecento, it was based on the original Cinquecento. I actually bought one, and I got to tell you, although it's very similar to that one, but the materials do feel a little bit better than the car I had. Steering wheel is nicer, soft touch buttons. Being the Dolcevita, you do not get the climate control. That is only on the Dolcevita Plus, but you have a nice, beautiful infotainment screen here. Infotainment system. You have a manual volume button, which is great on cars today because for some reason cars forget to put that in. The material does feel a little bit scratchy, and I do not like this fake plastic that they put on cars lately. It makes it look cheap. It looks nice, it looks cute, but it's freezing cold. Today it's only 2 degrees outside. In London it's absolutely freezing and you can feel it. But the plastic, the hard plastic on the doors, you can feel that, and it's horrible. Having said that, a bit lower down, this part here is a little bit squidgy, fake leather feel. One thing I like about the Fiat 500, which had on my car originally back in 2007, is the steering wheel button, where when you press it, this is the regular steering, which is light, but when you press it again, this goes into city mode, and it makes the steering wheel so light you can literally turn it with your little finger. A very nice touch on this Fiat 500. It's always been like this. Infotainment system is nice. When you press on the buttons, although it doesn't vibrate like the Audis do, but it does make a little bit of a noise. If you listen, you'll hear it. I hope this comes through on the video. So you get confirmation that you have actually pressed the button. This model, being the Dolcevita, does come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which the basic Pop model doesn't. This is the 1 litre, 70 brake horsepower, and prices start for this one at about just under £16,500 here in the UK. Storage is not great. There's a glove box which is relatively decent size. It's quite deep, so that's pretty good, but the door bins are very small. you feel very cramped down here at the sides. There is not much room, you can't even fit your hand down there. But luckily they put the seating controls on the side of on the inside of the seat. Cup holders, you get 2 over here, and like I said before, you get 2 in the back as well. There are 2 USB ports, so multiple people can charge the phones or put other devices in. You also get a 12-volt socket. This car does come with electric windows, and to close it, you have to hold it for a couple of seconds for it to, that you can take your finger off and it closes automatically. You have a sunroof here which does not open. It does come with a sunshade, which is nice. Especially for a day like today, and it's quite bright in London, so it's a beautiful touch. They say this car does about 60 miles per gallon. I think that's a load of crap. You'll probably get realistically about 45 to 48 miles per gallon in this car. You got sun visors, a light, and manual air conditioning. I like this instrument cluster. It's very simple, very basic. You got the speedometer on the outside, the rev counter on the inside, and it does show you all the basic information you need. You can control certain things from the steering wheel. Obviously you got the volume button, which is over here, and on this side you have the phone controls, and if you press this one, it controls the radio. It switches between different stations. On the left, I'm not really sure what that does. Oh, it's doing the volume. There we go. I will take it for a short point of view test drive now, just to see how it drives and report back as I go. I have not driven this car at all. I've literally just come out of that parking spot over there. The steering is really, really light. I really like the steering. I will do a separate video of a longer point of view test drive. And so make sure to click on this link over here to watch that video. Okay, the clutch is nice. It's quite light. It's not too bad. Gear change is a little bit rough. I like the gear change in the Kias. It's a little bit smoother than this one. Yeah, it's nice. It feels very nimble. Very, very nimble. Suspensions make a little bit of noise, you hear that, and there's a lot of road noise coming from the tyres, even though I'm only going 20 miles an hour. But that's quite normal in these small city cars. I'm currently in 4th gear. There is no power. Having said that, I'm only going 20 miles an hour. If I shift this down to 3rd, there we go. Shift into 2nd, and it moves. Engine is a bit noisy, a little bit excited. But again, that's expected from a small engine car like this one. Feels very comfortable on the road, extremely comfortable. Without those bumps, it's a nice, smooth, easy ride. Although this is not a highway, I just wanted to take it on a nice A road just to see what it's like at speed. And the pickup is okay. It's got a decent pickup for this size engine. I'm actually quite impressed with that. I do have a speed limit of only 50 miles per hour here, so I cannot take it on highway speed. Having said that, this should give us a good enough feel of how this would be on the highway. And although I said earlier it would probably be a little bit out of its depth on the highway, having driven it now for a few minutes, I sort of changed my mind on that. It feels very, very settled. I mean, I'm in 6th, going just under 50 miles an hour, and it's slowly picking up. Obviously, it's not enough power for me. I'd like it to pick up a little bit more, so I put it down into 5th. 5th, going at, what is it, 45 miles an hour, and it's picking up slowly. It feels extremely settled at the speed, and I'm sure if I took it 70, as is the speed limit in this country, it would feel comfortable at that level too. We got the Rosas coming up on the right. Up into 6th. I gotta tell you, it's lovely. I've spent now half an hour in this car. I absolutely love it. I think I prefer this over the Toyota Yaris, even though the Toyota Yaris does come with more options as standard. I love the cruise control that the Toyota Yaris comes with, the start stop, the way it speeds up and slows down when the traffic speeds up and slows down with you. But that's for highway driving. But for city driving, this is definitely better. It's more comfortable, it's nimble, the seats are much more supportive, it's much more stylish. I absolutely prefer this over the Toyota Yaris. But it's nice, the steering wheel feels really good. I love the steering on this car. I absolutely love the steering. You turn it and the whole car shifts directions. Very nimble, very nice, very nice. I liked this car when it came out in 2007 and I like it today as well. Today it's a freezing cold day in London. Freezing. It was -3 last night. Yeah, so please feel free to give this video a like. I'm gonna do a separate video, as I said earlier, on a longer test drive where I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna sit in here, drive. I'll take on different roads. Feel free to watch that next. But yeah, this is a lovely little car. Absolutely lovely. I like it. I would approve of this car. Compared to the Mini, I prefer this. The Mini is cuter and the Mini is more like a go-kart than this one, but it's very choppy. It's very expensive. This one, as I said earlier, the Pop starts for, I think, from just under £15,000, and this Dolcevita model is just under 16,500. You can upgrade to the Dolcevita Plus, where you get electric climate control and other bits and pieces for another 1,500 quid, but personally I don't see the value of money for that. Not sure it's worth it, to be honest. Yeah, this is the model I would go for. Yeah, this is a beautiful car. The kind of car I would buy for my partner. I'm not sure I'd buy it for myself. A little bit feminine for me. But I would definitely buy this for my partner. Yeah, the gear change is not great. It's not smooth enough. I prefer, even the Citroens are smoother than this. But then again, it's an Italian car, and the Italians are not known for their gearboxes, their gear changes. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe. Video is uploaded weekly of first impression, point of view test drives and reviews. Absolutely love it. Watch the next video.